Welcome to Why Am I Watching This? My name is Kyle Mustang. This week's movie is The Unquiet, starring Cara Buono and Chris William Martin. Cara Buono stars as Julie Bishop, a skeptic, paranormal investigator, whatever the fuck that is, who specializes in debunking fraudulent spiritualists and haunted places. The opening credits play out during a pretty crucial scene when the owner of a former women's prison asks Julie to prove that the place is not haunted, and then she shakes him down to donate $200,000 to her foundation.
Well, how would the Dowd Institute feel about $100,000?
It would feel much better about $200,000.
That's a pretty important scene, and throughout, the names of the cast and crew pop up on the screen. You just don't do that. And that should have been my first tip-off that this was going to be a shitty movie. That's actor Michael Teagan playing Julie's assistant Philip, but for a while I suspected he was Joseph Gordon-Levitt in an alternate reality where everything went terribly wrong. After they enter Blackstone Prison, they bump into a documentary film crew led by Julie's ex-husband, Tom.
What I do? We're shooting a documentary. We don't have a TV deal yet, but we're talking to a few cable networks.
You're not authorized to be here.
Actually, I am.
So the movie's plot is the same as The Abyss and Twister, only instead of underwater aliens and tornadoes, we have ghosts. Although, how fun would it be to have ghosts, underwater aliens, and tornadoes all in the same movie? This week's gay moment, it's a tiny one. We find out that Tom's cameraman is gay, and then he snaps.
In terms of love, you really think men are that different?
Men move on, women obsess.
I beg to differ.
Okay, hetero men.
That's how I do it. I failed in snap class at the Gay Academy. This movie is called The Unquiet. It should have been called The Unscary. Apparently everyone who went into this prison ended up committing suicide, including the warden.
Jennifer slit her own throat with a piece of broken mirror.
State investigators ruled it a suicide.
The last warden was Enid Overman. She'd been a guard here for the last 30 years. 3 days after being appointed warden, she sat at this very desk and slit her wrists.
They keep telling us backstory through dialogue. Really bad dialogue.
What we're looking for is hidden.
That makes it harder.
There's so much goddamn exposition in this movie. I mean, they had a pretty cool set. I just wish they had gotten a little more creative with how the story is revealed.
You were aware of the legal battle going on between Bud Rollins and the Blackstone Prison Historical Society?
Yeah?
Well, they did everything short of threatening violence to get him to stop tearing Blackstone down.
And?
And that means that they're the ones slamming the doors and painting on the walls and trying to make us believe it's the ghosts.
Oh, okay.
Most of the ghost stuff happens off screen, and it's pretty tepid stuff like tables being overturned and banging noises. And I guess that's maybe because the main conflict of the movie is Julie trying to prove someone is faking the haunting. But I think they could have come up with ways to make it spookier.
On the other memory stick. I left it in the van.
You want me to get it?
No, I'll go. Maybe we should all go. Don't be silly. It's a 3-minute walk.
I'm just gonna go back to the van alone and use the scariest route possible.
I know you're here.
You're the only one who can free them.
Hey, look at this. Fell out of his pocket.
Come on. Come on.
Wait a minute, that dude died and they just left him there? I guess like Julie's mom was in the prison and her dad always lied about her abandoning them, and now she and all the other prisoner souls are trapped in the prison and she needs Julie to let them out or something. While I was watching this movie, I could see myself on my deathbed thinking back to the night that I watched The Unquiet. Those 2 hours I could have been using to better myself or humanity, but instead chose to watch this piece of shit. Do not watch this movie. It is an abomination. I went to the bathroom, flossed, and brushed my teeth during the final battle of this movie. That's how uninterested I was in The Unquiet. It gets 0 Hermiones.
What we're looking for is hidden.
That makes it harder.